Should people buy new construction homes today? Today, it's the end of October. Should people buy new construction homes today? Big question, because there just may be some jeopardy to it. Let's break it down. So there's obviously two kinds of new construction homes. You could be buying a low rise, which is a single family detached, a semi, a duplex, a townhouse. You could be buying a freehold townhouse. Okay, that's all low-rise construction. Typically, that finishes in about 14 to 18 months. From the time you sign on the dotted line, might be a little longer, but that's normally the construction process. It's done in about that time, okay? So maybe that's safe. Maybe that's going to be okay. You got to ask yourself a couple of questions, though. If the real estate market is falling, if the prices of all resale houses, the old houses, the houses that real estate agents sell, if those prices are falling, is my new construction price going to hold up? In other words, if I'm paying $1.7 million today, will it be worth $1.7 million 2 years from now, 18 months from now, 16 months from now? Because you got to think about appraisal. You got to think about when somebody comes out to checks on the value of the property at the time. For 2 decades, it's not been really much of an issue at all. There's been a couple of little blips, a couple of little worries for months at a time, but it's not been a real crucial issue. If the price of resale homes is falling, is it possible that new construction homes are too expensive? Let me break that down again. So there's a basic price to the land. You know, that when the builder buys this group of land in a subdivision to develop it, he's got a basic price he has to pay for the whole big 10 acres, 12 acres, 64 acres, how many acres it is. And it's very expensive in major cities, in major metropolitan areas across Canada. With a few exceptions, probably not a fortune in Saskatoon. We love you, Saskatoon, but, probably land is not as expensive there. But in southwestern Ontario and in the Greater Vancouver area and in parts of the Okanagan, land is very expensive. It's just very expensive. So that's a base cost. That's already paid for. That price is locked in. Then you got construction costs. They're all up. Then you got financing costs because somebody's got to put a financing on that new construction in order to supply money to the builder to build. That's gone up like crazy. That's maybe triple. Then you got the government fees, the development fees, the levies, the taxes. I mean, there's just so much government into houses now, new homes. That's expensive. So is it possible, because all these things are so high right now, that the value's not there? Is that possible? Well, it's possible. I mean, I'm not going to make the call on every region, every area. You got to think hard about it. Truth is, real estate in Canada will probably always go up a little, but it may stay flat and it may come down before it starts going up. So you got to be a little cautious. Let me talk about the areas to really think hard about. Condominium towers, high-rise condominiums. This is an issue today. It's a real issue. Again, go back to that same formula. Cost of the land. Well, the cost of the land for a condominium tower is batshit crazy. It's really expensive. The cost of construction has gone way, way up. It's probably up 45%, maybe more. The financing cost is way, way up. It's triple. The goddamn municipal government, provincial government, federal government, the tax burden, the levies, the development fees, all the studies, and Jesus, it's just huge cost inputs from government on these high-rise condos. And here's the kicker. It could be 6 years. It could be 6 years. If you bought in 2019, you're not even finished yet, and it's gone through COVID, there could be delays, there's been big jumps in. I mean, it could be a mess. So here's the bottom line on all of it. On high-rise condos today, when they open that sales center and they say, come on down and put your deposits down, put your 20-25% deposits down. It's interesting they're offering the less deposits now, just hoping to get things going. But is it going to be worth what it's selling for? Because if it's Toronto and it's $1,600 a square foot, you can buy resale $1,600 for $1,200 a square foot. So are we really, really, really sure with condo prices resale falling in Toronto? Are we super, super sure Next is going to be 2,000 a square foot. I mean, like we're sort of having to bet. We're making a future bet that's far away. It's dangerous. It is dangerous. And even though the long-term potential of these great cities in Canada is terrific because of all the new Canadians coming in, it's dangerous. It may be dangerous. And I'm told, not a pre-sale condo expert, but I'm told by the people who are pre-sale condo experts that a lot of these projects, when they open the sales office, they don't get enough. They don't get enough takers. They don't get enough people who put a deposit down. And that really may be necessary. That's people who are worried. That's people who don't think the economics of it work out. So maybe now is not the time to put a deposit on a expensive, maybe 905 is okay. Maybe condos are okay in Milton. That could be fine. But small towns in Ontario, they're more inexpensive. But maybe it's time to really stop and think about putting deposits on high-rise condos. Time to worry.